And what's the future of cyber warfare? A former colleague of yours who's retired, Admiral Mullen, his computer, unfortunately, was compromised, supposedly by the Chinese, in retirement at Annapolis. This is going on a regular basis across the nation.
Every day we face essentially three cyber operations that we either assist with or that we actually conduct ourselves. The first one is defending our own Department of Defense networks from constant hundreds of thousands of cyber attacks every day on Department of Defense networks. And we have a pretty tightly controlled network. It's very well run. We're getting better. We're going to cloud-based networks that are on the one hand much easier to defend, but on the other hand, you know, if one key gets in the door, you might lose the whole network. So we'll be very, very careful with that. But we focus an awful lot of attention on our own networks and react very strongly when they're compromised. The next thing that we do is to assist civil authorities in the defense of the nation's networks. We are very cautious of civil liberties and the like, and so we and the Department of Defense don't take the lead on defending the nation's cyber infrastructure. We rely on the Department of Homeland Defense, the FBI, and the like to do that. But that's a big challenge, and a lot of, even our cleared defense contractors are being hacked into every day, and you know, we're essentially doing the research and development for many of our potential adversaries out there, to say nothing of the potential for a terrorist attack or even an attack from a nation that could come through cyber on our electrical grid or a financial system or something like that. So it's really important that the civilian community come together and defend itself from these attacks. And there's some controversy out there about how much or little the government should be involved in that, in terms of setting standards and asking for reporting on what kind of attacks people are seeing so we can warn other people. And I'll leave that to the people who take care of that business. But that's the second thing. And then the third piece is offensive cyber operations. If we're going to go to war with another country, we have to be ready to take down their networks that they might be using against us. We don't talk very much about that, but it is something that we work very hard to be able to do, and we very carefully control how and when we do that. It's not something we just sort of, you know, one-off do. So that's what we're after, and this is only going to get harder before it gets easier. One of the things that we explore is how do we create a cyber deterrent? You know, we have a nuclear deterrent, where any nation out there that knows that if they attack us with a nuclear weapon, it's not going to be pretty in return. We'd like for other nations and other actors out there to have a sense that if they were to attack us in cyberspace, that they would feel an overwhelming response. Not necessarily in cyberspace, but cyberspace could be